What is up? What is up? Welcome to another live stream today, and we're going to be talking about a couple of things on here. I know you must be reading the title and stuff. And I sat here, I said, you know what? I'm going to take a break on roasting some of these fanboys. I am going to talk a bit of shit on here a little bit, but I'm going to take a break and, into roasting them. I think I roasted them enough to the ground already. I will be doing another like live stream probably like next week. Doing like other YouTubers besides King Thrash. So be on the lookout for that. But today I really wanted to do a live stream because I really sat here and thought about this for a minute, and I said to myself, it seems like it's starting to become more and more apparent, and it's getting more and more expensive on the console side. you know and after, again, I was watching a few videos on and off, like, and I'm watching other YouTubers and live streamers like Oh No, It's Alex, Papa Fritz, you know who he is, the saltiest gaming, and a few other channels. And I do watch PC, content creators that builds PCs and stuff like that. And the holidays are coming up, right? It's getting down towards November. It's about to be Black Friday coming up soon. You got Christmas. It just made me sit here and think, like, I really truly believe now is the best time to ditch these consoles and start getting more into PC gaming. And the reason why I'm saying this now is because of the fact that, again, I have my own reasons, my own takes on it. Because, like, again, I used to own a console, right? Long time ago, I have a Nintendo, went through Xbox, I went through PlayStation 1 and 2, 360, the S, right? When I got to the S model, right? The Xbox One generation, right? Now, I've basically been saying this over and over again. I'm not one of these fucking disgusting ass fanboys, especially the the PlayStation side ponies. They're fucking disgusting fanboys, and I was like, man, like in that generation, right? When I had the Xbox One, that VCR, it was terrible, There was a lot of things that was wrong about it, and during that time, they really fucked up that whole console generation, and Phil had to turn around the ship. It affects a lot of things. And PlayStation 4 generation, during that time, they was doing extremely well. Shit was selling well. They got games. They had some shit going on. Things was up and up on the PlayStation 4, hands down, right? In that generation. Now, what made me sat there when I got the S model, right? After the VCR one, they updated it to the S model. I went to got the S model. I got the rarest one, which was the S model with the 2 terabyte hard drive in there. And that was really, really good. And I liked that console, and I stuck with it for a good while, right? My best console, right? But what made me sat there and really think about this, right? During that time period when I got that, I sat there and said, you know what? What's the point of having a console if I'm already learning about PC and dabbling and learning and growing on the PC platform at the same time I'm still playing on a console? But what made me really sat there and said, it's time for me to move on to PC gaming, was when Phil Spencer announces Game Pass. And when he announced this Game Pass and it was going across console and PC, I knew at that moment, I said, okay, I know exactly what he's trying to do, and he's going to be doing this and he's going to be doing that. So it's no point in me owning this console anymore. I need to move on to PC. Because when he first announced it way back, I think it was during the generation, towards the tail end of that generation of this, the Xbox One X model. I think it got reamped, or it was already reamped, and then it's about to be towards the next generation after that, when the Series S and X model was coming up. Towards that tail end, well, just before that, he announces, Game Pass, across Xbox and PC. And when I heard about that, that's where it made me say, okay, he's going to definitely start porting not only games from there to there, and then also doing day to day from there to there. And now, and I sat there and said, well, the competition is not even doing that. So it's going to get really messy, okay? I got this article in front of me, okay? Which is on April 1st, 2019. I don't know if this is an April Fool's joke or whatever. But I'm just going to go over this. But just to look at an article way back then, some of the stuff did age very poorly right now in 2022. There's some things that I do agree in this article, right? And there's certain things that age very, very poorly when it comes down to, like, console size, advantages, disadvantages, right? This right here, I can all agree with, right? Customization, graphics, upgradability, right? For, gaming on a PC. I can agree with all of this stuff. That's definitely, you can customize it. You can, the graphics, you can tweak it how you want it. And the upgradability is there for you, and it's easy, right? Console advantages, like, again, I'm talking about all three of these platforms right here, right? Ease of use, yes, I can agree with that. That's definitely 100%. A unified experience and community, definitely agree with that right there. But the only thing that's a little bit sus about this for unifying and all that stuff in the community, at first, when Phil Spencer announces, the Game Pass thing, a lot of people, like Xbox, again, like fanboys out there, they like all worried and stuff, whatever. For me, I wasn't worried about this. I said, this is a good idea. Microsoft, Phil Spencer is trying to get a foothold into the PC market, and he's trying to reach out more and more people rather than being stuck on a console, which is only going to be limit to the console experience. So he's trying to broaden his reach, right? Which it makes sense. At first, people was worried about it. Then when they start seeing all the benefits, the backwards compatibility, right? Where Phil fixed a lot of the fucking garbage bullshit. He really did. Like, Phil turned that whole shit around, right? So, after the Xbox One debacle fucking launch, and it was a disaster, he had to fix all of that shit. Backwards compatibility, cross save progression, right? Game Pass got is $10 and it's day and date. Game Pass Ultimate is like $15, getting 100 games day to date. So that means when the game first party releases, it's going to be on there, and it's going to be on the PC day and date on Game Pass day one. You just download it and you play it. That's it. Which, it all sounds good, and it's good. It's just getting those W's, okay? And it's fixing that. Now, I'm not sitting here that Xbox is all perfect, right? maybe for right now, currently in 2022, they probably have management issues, right? Uh, what else? I don't know. Like in terms of that, I can only see like management issues on some of these studios, right? Not getting the support that they need or whatever. But they seem like they're really clamping that shit down, you know? But again, they're buying studios left and right. They're expanding, right? They're in competition mode, hands down. Xbox is in competition mode. They're not playing no games. Meanwhile, PlayStation was getting high off of the PlayStation 4 heyday, but they wasn't prepared for what Xbox is trying to do, and now PlayStation are just following suit, right? You see PlayStation is putting, you know, games day and date on the PC, right? Going down to the article, right? Community started to, on the PlayStation side, is being divided now between the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. Because of the fact that you can see right here, which this aged very poorly, which is exclusive and console only titles. That's not the case no more. Now Xbox is putting that across console and PC. And they're putting it on TVs. And you know, like in streaming devices. So they really putting it across everything. Mobile, console, PC. They're not fucking around. And they're putting it on Steam. They're putting it on their Windows platform. They're putting it on Steam. They got an app for Game Pass. They're this age very, very poorly. And guess what? And guess who's doing it as well? PlayStation is doing the same exact thing. Let me repeat that. PlayStation is following Xbox doing the same exact thing. Not exactly, not one to one, but they're basically doing the same exact thing. The only difference is it's not day and date. It's just like, here, they put it on their console first, but then we already know automatically it's going to come right towards PC, right? Like, we can look at it right here, which, honestly, they are following the day-to-date thing. Even, probably not their first-party exclusive, but buying their third-party, you know, buying, you know, third-party, or, you know, whatever, exclusive titles, right? Which we can see right here, which is the Silent Hill 2 remake reveal and announcement and stuff, which it looks amazing. I'm excited for Bluebird Team. I want this game to be really, really good. But we know it's going to be a time exclusive for one whole year. And it's coming on PlayStation 5, right? You know, PlayStation, Jim Ryan paid for it, got it for a year, right? I ain't complaining about it. It is what it is. That's what business does. And he's just doing what businessmen should be doing, and corporations. That's what they're going to do to entice you to go get a PlayStation 5. But it's also coming at the same time, not only on PlayStation 5, it's also coming to Steam on PC. Okay, when they have a release date, day and date. So they're not keeping this all exactly console exclusive. Probably their first party games, they're going to keep it a while on the console, but later on they're going to just port it over to PC, right? They still got more games that they still need to port over to PC. And again, I know a lot of people like say, are you like PC port begging and stuff? I'm not port begging for shit. I don't care. Whatever they want to do, they want to do. It's up to them what they want to do. Personally, for me, I'm okay. So I'm not sitting here complaining. I'm not sitting here begging. I'm just pointing out facts. And the fact is, this is going to come day and date on PlayStation 5 and on PC. You see what I mean? Where we go back to this article, how this aged very poorly. And this came out back in 2019. And I bet a lot of people like you and I, and everybody else, They all thought, oh, we're gonna have console exclusive. It will never come to PC. We gotta do this. Bitch. That shit changed the game now because Xbox changed the fucking game. Buying up studios, putting a subscription service, $10, putting day-to-date Game Pass stuff and first-party games day and date on consoles and PC. Microsoft changed the fucking game, and they're broadening the reach. PlayStation got caught off guard. That's what happens. Okay? Right? Let's go down to this list. Now, here's another thing that's aged very poorly for gaming PC disadvantages. Costs. That aged hella poorly. Because even in this last part of right here, it says $500 or less may be a tough pill to swallow. This is back in 2019, before the chip shortages, the pandemic, and all that stuff, right? It was high, including on the PC side, right? And it was very hard to go get a console, right? During that time period. It was very, very hard. Especially on PlayStation 5 and their console. It's been like 2 years in. They raised the price for the PlayStation 5 console, right? They coming out with new hardware, right? They got a new Pro controller, which that's $200. They raised the price of gaming, which it went from $60 to $70. And on top of that, they have already announced it. The PlayStation VR 2 will launch in February at this price. And you know what the biggest thing about this is the funny part about this is the fact that you will still need to buy this console right here. You still need to buy it, which is still sold out. It is still sold out. And it costs this much, right? Or you want to get the $450, doesn't matter, because we know it's going to be tax on top of it, and you want to buy a game. So it's going to go back up to this price, right? And on top of that, right, you still need to buy this first in order for this to work. And make this bad enough that the fact that this is so advanced, right? It's a nice hardware, right? I'm not sitting here saying PlayStation doesn't have nice ass hardware. They do have some nice ass hardware. I'll give them that, right? I'll give them that, right? The haptic feedback is cool, all that shit. But it's starting to get more and more expensive. And you still need to buy the console first in order to play this game. In order to play the VR2 headset. This does not work independently by itself. Like, it'll be different. Like, I will give PlayStation a W and say, hey, you don't need... Let's say this article said, hey, PlayStation VR 2 will launch in February for this price, but you do not need a PlayStation 5 in order to play VR games. That will be a fucking W on here, which is not. You still need to buy this console, which is already what? $500 plus tax. And then we're paying this. That's almost 1,000. Like, let's say even just the game itself, right? One or two games, and whether you get digital or physical, right? God of War Ragnarok is like $70, right? It's a good game. It's well worth it. You want to go play Ragnarok? I'm not sitting here stopping anybody to don't get Ragnarok. I think it's a great game. It looks beautiful. It plays well. Go and get it. If you really like it, go and get it. But when you paying God of War Ragnarok, and on top of this, and on top of a console that is still not even on the store shelves, it's like we're 2 years in the console generation, going on 3. That's $1,000, almost $1,100, $1,200 easily. And it's expensive. Even just the console itself, plus $70, plus another $10 because you want to play online with your friends, right? With Call of Duty and all that stuff. let's say it was one game plus $10, that's 80, plus a $500 console, it's almost about to be damn near $600. And then on top of that, that's going to be not your end all be all games, because you know you want to keep buying more and more games, and that shit is going to keep adding up. The server is going to keep adding up. I'm telling you, man, gaming on consoles is starting to get more and more expensive. And let's not forget, right? PlayStation is not the only one that's, whatever, maybe even, Xbox and Microsoft and Phil might be thinking about raising their prices as well. And they're taking a console loss. They're taking a fucking console loss. They're taking a loss for the Xbox Series X model, if I'm not mistaken, like $100 loss, and then the other one is like $200 loss. So you can imagine what, if they're taking a loss like that, you can imagine what PlayStation 5 is taking a loss. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think this is a loss. This is like the actual price. Maybe it was $649. It could be possible, or even close to 700. So, like, again, it's just getting way out of control and is way too expensive. And we're going back to that article. You see, it's like, look, getting a PC for this at 1080p 60 is a much more easy pill to swallow than trying to deal with some bullshit where you can't even get this console. Easy to get this right now. Easy to get that right now. Easy to get this. You can get these shits now. But you want a PlayStation 5? Good luck. Because it ain't gonna fucking happen. And we're talking about just average gamers. Just like you, me. No console warring bullshit. No fanboyism. None of that bullshit. We're just talking about just regular people, regular gamers, right? That plays games and enjoys games. But we see it starting to become more and more expensive. It's fucking insane. Inflation. Like, even another better example like this. Imagine if games started to become more expensive. Right? Let's take a look at it like this, right? Let's look at, right? Let's see. Okay, God of War Ragnarok, right? Which it came out. I think I think it came out today. No, it's coming out tomorrow. Sorry, my bad. It's coming on the 9th. So this is coming out tomorrow. A lot of people already played it today when they got the early copy and stuff like that. So God of War Ragnarok right here is $70. Imagine like 10 more years down the road that this is starting to be jacked up even more, like the PlayStation 6, 7, whatever the next console will be. And let's say they jack that shit up to $80. So now you're paying for an $80 game, right? And the consoles is even more expensive in the next generation 10 years down the road. That's why I sit there and ask that question, why you should, ditch, console gaming altogether in 2022 and just go straight into PC gaming. It makes sense. It's starting to become more and more expensive. And then when I sat there all those years ago, knowing the announcements and stuff, like what Phil Spencer did for the Game Pass thing and stuff like that, I sat there, I said, this is going to get even more expensive and it's going to get even more messier. Sure enough, I was right about that. No doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get even more expensive than what we see right now in this generation. 10 more years down the road, we're probably in the the next console cycle, right? PlayStation 6 is going to get even more expensive. So, and it's just like, man, it's crazy. This is another one I do not agree with, is repairs. Honestly, if you know how to build a PC and take care of a PC, you don't really need repairs on it. And honestly, if you know how to swap out parts and whatever, it's not going to be a big deal. This another one aged very poorly. Bridgement platforms, which I do not agree with this. Because it says, unlike consoles, different PC games may require a separate app or platform and stuff like that. Which is really not a big fucking deal if you know what you're looking for. And on top of that, it's not locked into a console. Because a console, right, you only got one storefront. That's it. So whatever is on sale is whatever is on sale. Too bad. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing goes for, on Xbox, on the Windows platform, on the console. And it's the same thing goes for PlayStation. For the PlayStation store, that's the only store you really have. You know what I'm saying? And that's not good because, like, again, think about it in real life terms. Let's say, for example, we're not going to use Walmart as an example, right? Let's say we pick your favorite grocery store, the one grocery store you always go towards mostly every time, right? Whatever grocery store that is, think about that, right? And think about it like this. So mine will be ShopRite, okay? And let's say that I go to this grocery store, which is ShopRite. No matter for good or for bad, that's the only fucking store I can go to shop for all of my fucking food. I can't go no other store. Whether or not they have good sales or bad sales, okay? If fucking eggs ran out of fucking ShopRite, oh well. That's the only store you can ever go towards. Is ShopRite. And that's the only local store you're going to. You're not going to a different ShopRite. You're going to the ShopRite that you always go towards. That's what I'm saying. Now you're understanding why this age fucking poorly. It's good to have different storefronts because every storefront is going to have a different price. Let's say, for example, the Windows store, right? That I'm on this PC. And let's say I wanted this game. And we'll say it's like Scorn, right? Let's say on the Windows, right? Not Game Pass, but Windows. And they got Scorn. And Scorn is still in this original price. And let's just say Scorn was $40. Right? I said, I don't want to pay $40 for Scorn. Okay? So I'll look on Steam. Right? I open up the Steam store. I look up Scorn. And it's on sale and it's 10% off. So it's like $30. Let's just say that, right? I'm like, $30, that's not bad. All right. Then I open up the Game Pass that I'm paying for $10 a month. Scorn is on there and I could download it, right? And let's say I enjoyed the game that much and I want to buy it. And let's say the sale for that, it's 20% off or 15%. So now it's like $25. I could buy that copy. You know what I'm saying? I went through 3 different storefronts. There's original price, there's a sale, and there's another better sale. That's why it's important to have different storefronts with different pricing. Because the game that you want to get may not be on sale, but the other store platform will have it. And honestly, and on top of that, it's not a big deal if you do not want to keep the storefront at all. Like, again, I used to have Epic Games, right, as a storefront. Sometimes I'll just look through it on the browser, see what they have on sale, what do they got. And if I see something that I like, I just download it, log in, buy the game, play the game. And if I don't find anything else in particularly, or I'm not whatever, I just simply uninstall it. It's not a fucking huge deal breaker. It's really not. And I know a lot of people might say, well, it might take resources off of the computer, blah, blah, blah. Then you could literally turn off the fucking thing on startup. You don't have to have the fucking storefront running 24/7 if you don't want to in the background. Like again, if I downloaded a Ubisoft game on the Steam store, I gotta still download the Ubisoft fucking whatever to activate to play the fucking game, whatever. And if I don't want to play another Ubisoft title for a while, I simply uninstall the game and the fucking app itself. It's not a problem. It's really easy to do. This is why this shit aged very poorly. Because when you only got one fucking storefront on a console, that's it. It is what it is. You're going to deal with the prices, or you got to wait for next week or the week before that just so you can get another sale. Who knows how long? It could be 3 weeks to 4 weeks. Right? Who knows? Man. And I'm telling you, man, it's just, and then this is right here for the console stuff. And I can agree with this one right here, which is the limit of graphical horsepower, which is true, which we already see right now, that they're still going through like 8K ray tracing and fucking 4K. Right, well, 4K right now, but then they're gonna go in their next console generation. Now we can run this shit 8K. They still don't, some people don't even own a 4K fucking monitor. They may own a 4K TV, most likely, but once the next generation of TVs, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are not going to jump into 8K monitors or 8K TVs. It's just going to be expensive as fuck, And on top of that, they're more worried about ray tracing and stuff, and ray tracing is still a performance hit on a console. And a lot of people are playing on performance mode more than they are playing in fidelity mode. And that's a fact. That is a simple fact. I know I best damn believe that God of War, right? When we're talking about God of War, this game, I guarantee you a fact that a lot of people are running that game in performance mode. Why are they running it on performance mode at 60 FPS, or even they're running it even higher than maybe 120 FPS, whatever the frame rate may be? I know damn well they're not trying to sit there running on 30, because when you're dealing with combat and fluidity, you want Kratos to move fluidly throughout that console. So you're going to run that shit on performance no matter what it is. 1080p 60, you're running that. Or you're running it on ultra performance at whatever frame rate and 120 FPS. Whatever the frame rate may be, whatever. If I mix them up, I do apologize. Whatever the case may be, but you want that game to run as fluid as possible and as smooth as possible. You know what I'm saying? So it's just some games, like right now, is trying to get to 1080p 60. We're in this generation. This generation is mainly focusing on 1080p 60 or 1440p 60. This is this generation now, what we're dealing with. Before, last generation, PlayStation 4, whatever, and Xbox was a lot worse with the terms of resolution and stuff. But most of those games was running at 1080 30 FPS. Rarely we see games was running at 60. It was mostly 30 on PlayStation 4. Okay? We're in PlayStation 5, 2022. We're trying to hit 1080p 60 or 1440p 60. We want to hit up there in terms of resolution. We don't worry about 4K and ray tracing, because it's going to take a hit. Like, why would you want to do that to your console? And that's why it has limitations for it. And it's only going to last for, it's going to last for around 5 years, 6, 7, 8 years. right? This game is even what God of War Ragnarok is even on the PlayStation 4 right now, and it's running like a jet engine on the PlayStation 4 console. You know, if these PlayStation fanboys is talking about, Xbox Series S is holding back generations. PlayStation 4 is holding back PlayStation 5 generation now as we speak. Even though that it could run smoothly right now, but you can imagine that if they just drop the PlayStation 4 console, I guarantee you might can get 1440p 60 native. Maybe it might be possible that you could get 4K 60 on there without ray tracing. It might be possible on the PlayStation 5. It might be. But it's still got limitations to it. Limited input options, that's absolutely right, which they do. And yeah, sure, you can only do, VR stuff, but again, they're trying to broaden it up. But again, you still got limited input options as well. Lack of mods, biggest one right there, because mods make everything fun. It makes it so much better. And they're lacking in mods. Mostly is lacking in PlayStation, because PlayStation and modding is a problem. PlayStation, Xbox and modding, and the PC and the modding stuff is better, but it's not as better as just going on to the PC, and you could really mod out a whole bunch more things more than a console any day of the week. And this is from an article from 2019, and we're in 2022. Shit has really changed. Shit has really changed right now. That's why it's the perfect time to stop fucking around with the console. Like in this generation, this holiday season coming up, is a good time to get yourself into a PC gaming. It's a good time right now. Like again, look, we can pull out the calculator right now, right? We can go right on here, right? And we can do math on this, right? Because we know what the PlayStation 5 is, right? We know it's about $500. Right? PlayStation VR, right? It was about 550, right? So plus 1,500 plus one game, right? One exclusive title game, right? Let's make it two games to be fair, right? Because a lot of people want to play online, right? So they're gonna most likely get Call of Duty, right? And that's $70, right? So plus $70 for Call of Duty. And God of War Ragnarok, right? A PlayStation exclusive, right? Two games, right? So another plus $70. And let's not forget the $10 fee, and that's the PlayStation Plus I think it's Essential tier, the lowest tier. To play online, I think it's about what, $10, right? So plus another $10. So there's your total in the VR, this, and that. Right? That's your total. And even without it, right? Even let's say you didn't want the VR, right? You didn't want the VR, right? So we said like it's a $500 console plus 70 for two games, right? Plus another 70. And then plus another $10. 650 you're paying for it. It's insane. You know what I'm saying? It's getting more and more insane because now it's gonna get even more crazier. It's just gonna get even more expensive. That's 650 right now in total, like what we have right now. Imagine the next generation console was like what? Right? Let's say the next generation console was like $600 then 500, right? 600. Plus, let's say the games went up 10 years down the road, was $80 a pop. So Call of Duty, $10. No, yeah, $80. So 80, right? Plus 80, 760. Plus, let's say they jack up the whatever, the playing the game online. Let's say they jack it up a little bit, like $15, like $15. So instead of $10, it's $15 per month. 775. And that's not even including tax, right? So imagine the tax on top of that. So you're almost there to like $800. It's fucking insane. And let's say you wanted a PlayStation VR. The next VR2 is going to be a VR3. If that's 550 now, you can imagine that's probably going to be 650. 650, 600, another $600 more, right? This is just the baseline without the VR headset. Oh, and it comes with the controller and stuff like that, right? Let's say you want to buy another controller, right? Forgot about that, right? So instead of it being 70, like what? It was about $70, right? Let's say it was another $80 just to get another controller. Oops. My bad. Hold on. So, plus, let's do another $80 for the controller. $855. We're getting close to $1,000. We're so close to being $1,000. It's insane. It's insane. I'm telling you, man. This is not a joke. The only saving grace that one console is a good value right now is this. Paying $300, getting the Game Pass, so you're getting games day and date, and you're getting 100 games for $10 a month. Right? Let's just do the math, right? Let's do the math on this. Right? And we'll do both. We'll do the series, this model and this model, right? Let's do the first one. $300, right? Base model, Series S. Series S. And then we're adding Game Pass, which you started up for 1 month is $10. Right? And let's say you did buy one game plus an exclusive game, right? Whatever one, right? We're buying a third-party game, which it was $70. Oops, sorry, my bad. Hold on. Plus $70. Plus $70. $450. We're right at $450. We got the console, Game Pass 10. Oh yeah, and let's not forget the online thing, right? That's just on the console, which you're adding in another $10, right? Plus, oh wait, well, Game Pass already has games with gold, but that's only if you're paying that. So let's just say for fuck's sake, let's just say it was just another $10, right? Plus another $10 for online. $460. That's the only saving grace right here that it will make more sense to just deal with this than trying to deal with this, you know. And it's the same thing goes for this, but it's probably not going to be as bad. But let's look at Xbox Series X model, $500, right? Plus Game Pass, $10, right? Plus two $70 game, right? We get one exclusive and one third party, right? Online and one exclusive. Boom. $650. And then, you know, you're paying for like online, so another $10 on top. Right? If you really want to save money, right? Then all you have to do is what? Like Let me see. So 500 plus Game Pass Ultimate, which it gives you games with gold that you can play online, console and PC, right? Game Pass Ultimate. So plus $15, and you're not paying no $70 game because you're getting the exclusive titles on there, plus whatever games that you want on there. So the only game that you're gonna pay for $70 is one time for like Call of Duty, right? Because it's not on there. So plus Game Pass, plus right, plus $70 for one game, right? For Call of Duty, you want to play online with your friends and stuff, right? That's how much you're spending. That's a lot better than spending $650. Okay, and it's crazy. It's crazy how PlayStation is just getting more and more expensive, but even 550, 650 now. Go back to that article, like it starts to age very poorly. Shit change. Shit fucking change, man. That bullshit right here. Come on, man. That's why, like I said, and my best advice for anybody that's trying to get into like PC gaming and stuff, the first thing I tell them is like you should learn about PC first. Learn about the software, learn about building a PC, watching PC builds and stuff like that. That's why I watch like him, and I also have the video link in the description as well. You should go watch this. Shout out to him, PC Centric. He's a really great guy. He knows what he's talking about, and he really gives you a better guide than I do. In terms of like, he really explains a lot of stuff, this, that. And this is a good time to get into it now. And this is where I tell people, like, learn from these people. Like this, you can even learn from here, Nerd on a Budget. He's really good. He does PC builds. He does a lot of stuff and show you some cheap ways of getting a good price to performance gaming PC without breaking the bank. You know what I'm saying? It's a good time to get into PC gaming. So if you need to like watch a lot of video, Linus Tech Tips, Bitwit, you know, Jay's 2 cents. There's a lot of information in terms of PC gaming and the PC gaming community that's going to get you right up on your feet. And on top of that, if you already have a console now with the controls that you have, you can hold on to it because you can also, because for me, I do have a mouse and keyboard, right? But I do play with my my controller. I love playing on the controller, right? And I'm playing it on my PC. It's really simple and easy, and it's not even that hard and complicated. I know, like, back then, PC gaming was a lot more rougher back then. Like, when we were talking about, like, Windows Vista, XP, Windows 8.1, that was, ugh, God, that was rough. It was rough back then for PC gaming. It really was rough. But now I can safely say, in 2022 and what we got right now, which Windows 11 is not perfect, but if you want a stable, like, consistent, like, solid OS, and if you want to go into more in depth, like, you know, you want to use Linux and stuff, I may not be the person to help you with that. That could be somebody on YouTube that they will help you with that part. But in terms of like basic beginner's guide now, like getting into PC and getting into more advanced stuff, now is the time to get into PC gaming now. In terms of like Windows 10 is more solid, which is much more better than how it was back then, because back then was horrible. I mean, granted, there was some good things, but it wasn't all that good. It was pretty rough. But so far, right now, I can safely say, like, there is nothing but a good time to jump in. For real. Because these consoles are just getting out of control, and 10 years later, it's going to get even more expensive. Like, what I recommend, right, to start off is to learn about PC and components. And at the same time, if you are like not like a fan of building a PC, which I highly recommend building a PC, but if you're not, getting a pre-built PC and learning about taking out components and certain things about your PC is the way to go. Especially if you're the type of person that has no knowledge, no experience, and you want to have experience with it and tinker around with it. Yes, I will say go get yourself like a pre-built system, right? Depending on what you want to get, I mean, like build Redux right here, but it's pretty expensive, like because they're looking at all these prices right here. It's pretty fucking expensive. You know what I'm saying? But if that's something where, it's too expensive right now, right? It's way, way too expensive. Then you can go on Amazon right here, get yourself like, my personal opinion on this. For entry level, like for somebody that's coming into like gaming and stuff, get something like an HP Pavilion gaming PC. This is a great way to start into learning about PC gaming and stuff like that. Small, simple, and it's a pre-built system, and it doesn't really break the bank. My choices for this, however, I will say, again, there's some good choices in here, but to really not break the bank on itself, you can start off with something like this, like Core i3 1650. This is like entry level. This is like focusing on gaming now, then trying to go out there and do a build whole system and all this stuff. Learn the components first, and then it makes it easier to go out later on to build an actual PC. Because once you start learning and understanding the, like the components and the software and stuff and how to take care of it, it makes things so much easier, right? At first, you may think this is complicated, but it's really not that complicated at all. Like, it's honestly really easy to take care of a PC now because I learned it and I stuck through it and, try to get a better understanding. What am I not understanding? I always do my homework. So, and I always go back to, again, these YouTube videos, how to build a PC, how to build this, system-wise, learning and stuff. This, his channel and stuff, which he's really, really great. Learning about PCs and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Like, I gotta sit here and say, like, he does a fantastic job. So he's way more understanding. Also, this one is really level and he'll have you to understand stuff getting into PC gaming. Man, I'm telling you, this is the time now. But I suggest, like, again, like this, or get like something like more like iBuyPower Pro Gaming. For me, I will start off with something like this. Like, for under $1,000, this right here, perfect entry level to get into. 3060 Ryzen 5 56G, which has got integrated graphics on the chip, which if your graphics card, something went wrong with it, you can still play games because it has integrated graphics with the Ryzen, Radeon, AMD graphics thing. And it's a 56. This is a great entry level gaming PC without breaking the bank. And it's like under like $1,000 than trying to get something from Build Redux, which is like overpricing and stuff like that. So, and again, if you really, really want to save some money and not break the bank, this is something like I recommend, but make sure you read this very carefully to make sure that everything that you want on here is what you're going to get. To note to self, if you're spending this kind of money, note to self, this is mostly for entry level gaming. You're not going to play games running it like max settings, like whatever. It should be between like medium to high settings at most, turning down a few effects and stuff like that. This is where the type of gaming you need to get into. Once you learn this and the components, then you can start sitting there saying, okay, hey, I can build me a whole PC. So there's plenty of sites, you know, like Newegg, you got Micro Center, Amazon, you know, like again, and you can even go on YouTube and you can search it up for yourself and say, okay, you know, I need like a build guide or a pre-build guide of what kind of pre-build PCs you want. You know what I'm saying? But for me, if you're more advanced like me, and you're like, hey, I had this PC and this console for a while. I'm ready to like, you know, get rid of the console and really get into PC gaming, and I want to build my whole system. Now is the time. It is definitely the time. And we're going to build, I should just do one right now and show you that it's really not expensive. Like you could really budget. If you know how to budget your components the right way and have a good balance, you can literally save up like at least an extra $500, and you could put it towards peripherals and shit that you want. Like you want a microphone, you want a headset, you want a new controller, a better desk, maybe even adding in 2 monitors for dual screen. I'm telling you, man, PC is the way to go. There's a lot of shit you can do. The software runs better on a PC than on a fucking console. And let me tell you, when you're talking about like, look, I just want to play games on one screen and I want to do not just a live stream on the other one, but I just want to play my Spotify music. You can do that and it runs perfectly fine. And you have 2 separate things that is going to do it, rather than on the console it'd be overlaying stuff. You have to go back into this menu to turn this on, shuffle this song. It's a lot of bullshit when you gotta dabble into controllers and going through menus and shit, rather than just you saying, I downloaded Spotify, I log into my account, I'm opening it up on one side of my monitor screen, then on the other side you have your other monitor screen, which I have a dual setup, one PC dual setup, and I could just play games on one side of the screen. If I'm playing a hack and slash game, I'm playing a God of War game, but I want to listen to like some heavy rock music or heavy metal, I can fucking do it. You know? I don't have to listen to their fucking soundtrack if they got it. You know, I'm not saying like again, God of War Ragnarok got bad soundtrack. I'm not saying that. It's amazing soundtrack. They got really good soundtrack. But I'm just saying the option is there if you don't want to listen to that and you want to play your own shit when you go fuck up monsters. That's what I'm saying. And it's fucking simple and easy. So let's do this. Like if I was to build, right? And whatchamacallit? Well, did I put away the calculator? Yes, I did. I did put away the calculator. By mistake. Damn. My bad. Oh. Right, so we said before, right, the PlayStation 5, right? Let's say we had that $1,200, right? That's where we're starting at, right? $1,200. That's on a console side, right? That's everything including the games, the VR headset, the console itself, the pricing for the $70. It's some money, man. It's some real fucking money. It's crazy. Right? $1,200. That's our goal. That's our budget right there. Right? And we gotta build a PC and also have peripherals. Right? It's the time now, man. Personally, for me, I'm gonna go with my CPU. And right now, it is fucking reasonable. I usually use PC part picker, but again, you can always go on here. They have a PC builder right here if you want to go on here. If you want to do this, they also have it on the Micro Center one. They have their own build and stuff. But normally, if you want to just order it and forget it, and you want to make sure you're getting everything, I just go on PC part picker. It makes my life a lot easier. Right now, you can't go wrong with either or Ryzen or Intel. So personally for me, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with an Intel build this time around. This time around, I want to get into gaming and dabble into some light editing. Go to Core i5 for this. Let's do pricing, low to high. See, we got 10th gen. I think this is what, 11th gen. I think they got 12th and 13th gen. So this is 1250. 135. 28. I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go with the 10th gen one. Add that. Boom. And give me a better cooler, which is really easy to do. Low to high. This is pretty reasonable right here. This cooler is nothing wrong with that. You can get RGB lights. This one is also good too. I'm gonna build my stealthy. Get that for $20. Boom. Motherboard. Motherboards are tricky, but honestly, like again, sometimes that just makes it easy. Just go with like good reviews. But again, I want something with dim slots on there, and it's a good sale. The MSI Tomahawk. See, this is on sale, so this usually runs like $100, $100+, and it's on sale for like 90, which is a good price. That's a really good price right there, because usually it'd be fucking expensive. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get the Tomahawk one. See, this is the time now, man. This is the time now. $200, right? RAM, real easy to do because we're running the whatchamacallit, DDR4, and I like PC Part Picker because everything is compatible, so nothing is out of compatible, so there is no guesswork to this. Honestly, I'm gonna get me 2 sticks of 8, and I'm gonna get me 2 sticks of 8. Let's see. And I just look for the megahertz, which is like 3,200 megahertz, which is good. $40 for this. And there's a lot of different choices you can pick. Make sure you just look at the megahertz. That's what I do. I just look at this. And I just pick the style that I want. And that's another thing about PC. And when you're building a PC instead of a console is always proprietary. That's everything what you got, and you could barely upgrade shit. The only thing you can upgrade is the storage. Whether you have to buy the storage what they already proprietary to it, like the Xbox, or you got to put in your own, your own NVMe, but it has to be a certain speed and a certain brand of it to upgrade. It's getting, at least this one, you can really mix and match brands and cases and stuff like that. So every build that you make is your own personal thing, you know? It's your own way of expressing yourself. So if you want to do like an all black build, you fucking can. If you really want to, you fucking can. You don't, if you want color to it, you want a red, you could. You want to mix colors, you fucking can. So literally it's up to you how you want to do it. Personally, when it comes down to it, the most important thing about building your first PC, you're building it for performance. Build it for that. Don't build it for looks. Looks is like when you really got extra money on the table. Build it for performance. That's number one. So for me, I'm gonna get this. Boom. And I'm gonna add an additional one as well. So the same thing right here. Because the reason why I put 8 and 8, that's 16, 16, that's 32 gigs of RAM. When you go on here, these are the speeds it can support to, which is fine. And I believe yeah, if you look at it, it got 4 DIMM slots right here. So I'm gonna fill up all 4 of them. I'm just building it for performance. That's what I'm building it for, performance. Boom. Go easy on my wallet. Storage, right? We're gonna go with NVMe. So let's do load a high. I'm gonna do this SSD, and we'll do. That's cache. We don't care about that. We'll do 512 to 512 to 1 terabyte. I can make the 512 500 gigabytes as my boot, which is only like $30, which I just only go with something that is more reliable, right? We already did 5 stars, $29, team group. Boom. Put that. Right? I want additional storage. I'm not going to get the team group one, but now I want. Nope, not this. I want SSD, and then I'm gonna do me a terabyte. That's what I want. I want 1 terabyte at least. So I could do one of these, or I can get me another one of these. If I have the space for it, which I should have, but just in case, I'm gonna just do 1 terabyte on one of these things. So we got 1 terabyte. How much is for 2 terabytes? So then we get down to 2. That's 130. So let's just do 1 terabyte SSD. Make it easier, right? We're gonna do the Team Force Group Force. $53. That's reasonable. Boom. We're at $400. Shit, we're not even breaking a sweat. We're fucking doing great. Then we adding a graphics card. Now there's a few options to pick this, but again, mine is strictly for gaming and also for live streaming, a little bit of live streaming. Personally, a lot of people will go with NVIDIA, which it is reliable, but this time around, I'm gonna go with an AMD one because it's way more reasonable. We're talking about gaming stuff. So I'm gonna go with that. 16 or this one. This is an entry-level graphics card, but if I wanted a little bit more without breaking the bank too much, I might just go with a 67. So I could choose between this or this. ASRock, or if I want something a little bit stylish, or this. It's about 400. I'm gonna go with this right here. The MSI one. 700. But honestly, if I don't want to spend that much and I'm creeping up to 700, then this is what I would do personally. If it's not that graphics card, then it's going to be the XT model. Which is this one right here. 680. That seems to be good. Motherboard, CPU. Save a bit of money. And then we're just going to pick out our case, which I always like to do. When I go pick out a case, honestly, I will go with something like a mid-tower one or a micro ATX mini tower, which is small, but it's nice and powerful. Oh, wait, you don't have that. Holy shit. Oh, not even a mid-tower? Holy shit. Then I'm going to have to go with this. Gonna have to go with a mid-tower. Holy shit. Oh yeah, because that motherboard is not even a micro board. That's more like an ATX one. So a mid-tower one. I can go with the one that has already fans on there, or this. I like this one. Honestly, I could just put my own fucking fans in there. But there's so many case options you could choose, but pick one that you know is going to fit in your budget, you know? This one already has the case fans in there pre-built. So we're getting like 4 case fans and stuff. I'm gonna get rid of that. Because it already has 3 case fans in there. And it's already set. And it's not even that bad at all. Boom. Then power supply. Power supply is the easiest thing in the world. I usually go with my thermal take. You can always go with other things as well. Usually I just go with this. And see where is my budget. That's $40. And I'm looking at the wattage. Cooler Master. Semi-module. Boom. So we're creeping up to like 800. And I think that's about it. So we have a decent PC right here for like 800. Like under 800. Let's see the total. So we'll just round it up to 800. So we're just gonna say minus 800. We got $400 left. So, right? So we got $400 left. Then we can have, that's more than enough to get a fucking table, right? To get a fucking table and to even get a monitor and a table. And we can stick with monitor. Let's go with the monitors, right? It's really not that hard to pick because honestly, pick a nice, decent sized monitor. Make sure the refresh rate is good. And that's it. Usually I look at it. Well, 75 hertz. We don't want 75 hertz. We want something at least reasonable. Like $119, but again, it depends on the size. I usually start off with like 24. Let's go 144 hertz. I usually go from there to there. 24 inches is a good way to start off. 165 hertz, 1920 1080p. This is something I can do, but that's renewal. But 22 inches, 22. Yeah, see, there's a lot of renewals and shit. What the fuck? This one is a curve monitor, but it's 24 inches and it's 144 hertz, but because usually when I go buy monitors, sometimes I even go with the open box at Best Buy and see what they have, and if it's decent, I pick that shit up. No shame in that. Long as I check inside of the box before I leave for any damages and stuff. But they usually already checked on that stuff. Hmm. Okay, so let's see. We can go 144 hertz. (1920 by 1080). HDMI. Yeah, this is where you got to pay attention towards the refresh rate. 75 is pretty much as an entry thing, but if you want to get the experience, I will at least go with 144 hertz. $209 is not bad, but it's still a little pricey. But honestly, if you really want to go on a budget, I think go with like the 24-inch one and 22. And that's another thing too. It has to be new because I don't want nothing old. New condition. 75 hertz, 100 hertz. That's not bad for 100 hertz. That's pretty good for that type of price. Let's see. Let's go with 144 hertz. This is a good price. 130 is on sale. 144 hertz. This one. So like about 150 is a good reasonable spot to get a 24-inch 144 hertz. It's pretty damn good. But I'm on a budget, so if I see something on sale and it looks pretty damn good, make sure I look at it, what they have to offer. All right, that's something right there. So let's say we get that, right? It's about 140, right? So 140, sorry, 40. So we got 140, right? We got a monitor, and we need a desk and a chair, and also all the peripherals, right? So minus 49, 139, so that's 140. 260. 260, and let's see, gaming. My bad. Spelled it wrong. My bad. My bad. Gaming desk. Let's see. Like a gaming desk. Simple. Usually I hate to have these type of desk, but it is useful like if you want to consider like space and stuff like that, right? $90, that's not bad. You want an L-shaped desk, you fucking can. But me, for me, I don't really mess with that. I usually just go with a nice, clean build desk. Like something like this, like something clean and simple. I'll be fucking around with that shit. $39. See, that's something like my kind of desk. Like I have something like this, where it's just simple, nothing all crazy gamer like bullshit. But if you want the gaming desk, you still can get it regardless. So let's say we get one of these gaming desks. I will say let's let's say the 55-inch one for $90. We got a desk, which are minusing $90. 170. That's how much we have left. So we need a mic, right? Or a gaming headset. Let's just do a gaming headset. Which I already know what I think we should get, Breeze. Nope. Razer headsets. $60. What was the ones that I have? Because I have the Barracuda X wireless ones. These simple black. It looks good. And it's like $50. Okay, so this right here, it's really good. I have these right now, and it's like $50. So let's say it's 50, boom, 120. Keyboard and mouse, honestly, I usually get the wired one. Oops, my bad. My keyboard is crooked right now because I'm on the side right now. Keyboard and mouse. And I usually just get a simple one, something that's it is going to work and it's not going to be an issue. I will say the HyperX. Or even like this would be even good, but see 24 for this, and the mouse will be like 30 if not. So 20 plus 30. So minus 25 minus 30. $65 left. So and what you need like a chair, right? Like again, you start off with basic shit first and not try to get something stupid expensive later on. See, like a simple chair, $45. Boom. That's it. Minus $45. $20 left. That's it. Done. Chair, gaming headset, keyboard and mouse, a whole PC, a whole built PC right here for 800. This is a entry level decent rig. You can at least play games at 1080p on high, no doubt. And you have whatever. If you really want to save on money on this part, honestly, you can cut a few things. Like you can even just cut this part, 16 gigabytes of RAM, right? Getting like right. So let's say we cut this, right? And we'll put in, let's say like this, 6060 Challenger. Yeah, you could really save on that money, bro. Like you could really cut down a lot of things, like even the power wattage, right? Power supply. For me personally, I go with like thermal take, but I go with that's the 500 watt. If it's entry, then I will just literally go to the 500 watt. But if you want to future proof it a little bit, I will. I always like thermal takes. Thermal takes for me is more reliable. I've been dealing with thermal takes for a while, and I never have a problem with thermal takes. 700 watts, $60. We'll go with a 600 watt, $44. You can really save on a lot of money. If you really try hard enough, you can really budget your stuff. A good rig and still get money left over to buy a nice gaming chair, a monitor, and a whole setup for $1,000. Like for real. You can get a whole setup for $1,000 and you're spending how much you're spending again? Like you're spending a VR for 500, a console that is another what, 500. That's 1,000 plus a game, two games plus the $10 fee. That's $1,200. And we literally brought, if you're spending that amount of money, we literally built a whole PC rig that is entry level, that's going to play 1080p 60 Or you don't even have to play it at 60. You can even go higher than 60 if you really want to. You're getting that plus a monitor that's like what, up 130, $140. We could have gotten the one that's $120 one, right? And then on top of that, what you're getting a keyboard and mouse, right? You know, like it's like bro, like for that amount of money, you can literally budget and build a whole system, and on top of that, a whole set for under for that same amount of price that you're paying for just a console and a VR. It's insane. It really is insane. And then you're putting on Game Pass on top of it on your PC, which you don't have to pay out of pocket for another $70. And when you're playing on PC, they're not even charging you. They're not even charging you $10 to play online. Playing online on PC is fucking for free. They don't even charge you $10. That's what I'm saying, man. It's it's time to get onto PC gaming. This is the best time to do it now, especially for Black Fridays coming up with all these deals that's going on. Right? Usually, yo, this motherboard right here alone that costs $90, I guarantee you this is not even $90. This will cost even more. It will cost even more. This shit will be running like at least 140, $50 at least for this type of motherboard. You're getting it for $90. You can't beat it. And if you really want to budget it, bro, just by removing that motherboard, right, and just getting a basic one, just a basic one, right? We're not even talking about the top tier one. Just a basic motherboard that does a decent job, and you're just slapping in what? A Wi-Fi adapter or the USB Wi-Fi and a Bluetooth adapter. Yo, it's like literally $10 a piece for that. It's insane. Like it's like if you literally on a budget, you could literally just go for something simple, easy build. That's even more of a budget. SFSI. I don't know why it's like, oh. I think the Intel boards is a little bit more expensive. But like again, if you really are trying to budget this shit, like there's no problem taking advantage of these now. Take advantage of it. But like again, I think like on the Ryzen one is a bit more cheaper, but for that it's like almost like what, like $80. I'm telling you, if you look out for good deals and budget your stuff right, I'm telling you, man, you can literally save a lot of money, a lot of time, and have a system running that's way better than a console. Way better than a console. And you're future proofing yourself for 10 years down the road. You never know, these prices are going to get even more and more out of control. The writing is on the wall. You've seen it. It's there. I already proved that point. So it's a good time to get into PC gaming right now. The sales is going on sale now. Start getting yourself a PC. Because for real, all of these games are going to be day and date on this PC. Some of these games are going to be coming towards PC from PlayStation. And Xbox already has their Game Pass on PC. This is nothing but a good time to get it. Because for real, it's a lot better paying. I will much rather pay for something that's on sale, that has better pricing, than trying to like go on there. It's insane. Like literally, like God of War, right? And we know God of War Ragnarok is going to be coming right on PC. Sooner or later it will. But I'd much rather pay for this for $60 than paying for what? Than paying God of War Ragnarok that's like $70 right now. $70. I'd much rather pay that and then wait for a sale and it'd be like down to like whatchamacallit? Like wait for a sale for God of War Ragnarok, and I guarantee you it wouldn't be $49. It wouldn't be what? Yeah, that's right. So that's about wait, that's 49? 50. Oh shit, no, that's 50. Sorry, my bad. Because it will say 59.99. So basically, God of War is like $50. So $50, you're paying $50 and paying God of War Ragnarok. That's like $70. That's $20 more. Imagine that shit will come on here and it's this price, and then you see it on sale, it's even lower. It's like $30. I'd much rather pay $30 than paying for it's just outrageous. It's fucking outrageous, bro. Than paying for something like this. That is a huge difference. That's a big difference, bro. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It's the time, bro. But that's it for this video right here. Let me know in your comment section down below. I may went through it very quickly and stuff, but I'm just giving my 2 cents, and I'm just pointing out some stuff. I'm just pointing out some stuff like, you know, the writing is on the wall, man. I'm telling you. 10 years down the road, who knows what's going to be the next console prices will be like. Is it going to be more expensive? Gaming might be more expensive. This may not be 70 anymore. It might be 10 years later, it might be 80, going up to $100. What you gonna do, man? We can't keep dealing with that. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, it's a wrap. Let me know in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel, and also click the link down below for his channel to, you know, get a little bit more insight of it. But like, again, like my best advice, you know, watch a lot of these YouTube videos of these PC gaming stuff and building a PC and knowing how to buy stuff on PC. I'm telling you, this is the time. It is the time. 2022 going on 2023, 2024. You never know what's going to happen, yo. Things is going to get even more crazier, more expensive. It ain't going to get cheap from here on out for consoles. It's just going to keep going up. And I'm telling you, like, we seen that article, man. That article did not age well. This article did not age well. That shit changed. From 2019, we're in 2022. That shit changed. It is not the same anymore. Bro, gotta get on that PC game. That PC gaming is the way to go. It's the way to go. Do it now. Perfect time. But anyway, see you guys on the next video. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.